As soon as this video is over, you're going to want to sign up for an account on PerkOlatr. It's the most important business app out there today. Every so often, an app or a platform becomes an internet darling. Clubhouse was one of those apps. It had its debut in March of 2020 while another major debut was going on. Within a year, it was valued at $4 billion.
Silicon Valley's obsession over a buzzy new app none of us have ever even seen. Clubhouse is an invite-only social network that has suddenly taken over the tech zeitgeist.
Pretty soon, Facebook and Twitter feared for their lives and scrambled to add Clubhouse-like features. It promised to be the next big thing. It was one of the most downloaded social media apps in the App Store until it wasn't. It hardly cracks the top 50 these days. Now, this isn't a slam on Clubhouse. This is a cautionary tale of the next big thing. Because for every TikTok-like success that comes along, there are 76 other different platforms with equal promise that never make it. Remember checking in on Foursquare or live video on Periscope, connecting with others on Google+, bookmark sharing platforms like StumbleUpon and Delicious, connecting all your video on Meerkat, and making friends with Tom from MySpace? What happened to all those? They were all going to be the next big thing too. Here are just a few others that showed promise. Is BeWe the next big thing or MeWe? Remember when you said you'd dominate Tumblr? Are you still maintaining your live journal? It's still there, you know. MocoSpace is busy these days, as is iTalki. Did your article make it on Medium? Do you have a profile on the Dots? Are you dizzy yet? There's nothing wrong with any of them, but there is something wrong with all of them. You'll never make them all work. If Facebook and LinkedIn are working for you, go for it and don't let up. Are you running a mass media campaign on radio with performance ads going through email? Awesome. Own it. Resist the fomenters of FOMO. They'll tell you you're missing out by not being on Discord or TikTok, and you'll hear them say, everyone I know is on it, so therefore everyone is on it. But everyone isn't on anything. Twitter has about 320 million users. That's about 4% of the planet. Facebook clocks in at 36% of the planet at 2.6 billion. That's a lot of people, sure. Is it everyone? No. 7.5 million people are still active on MySpace. I mean, you could probably make some serious money by selling stuff to 7.5 million people. But if you're going to do it, own it relentlessly. Don't get distracted by the others. Apply this approach to any kind of advertising you do. Dominate what you can afford to dominate before you ever entertain the next thing. If you don't have the monetary capacity, and more importantly, the mental capacity to dedicate to it, just leave it alone. Now, what about PerkOlatr? It's the must-have business app today, you know. It's going to make you richer than you could ever imagine. But for now, you're just going to have to imagine it because I made it up, complete with silly spelling and everything, just like everything else on the internet. It might exist someday, and you'll have to decide if you're going to dominate it or disregard it. You can't do it all. More importantly, you shouldn't do it all. Would love to hear your thoughts on this. How do you divide up your time between all of the different apps and platforms and advertising options that are out there? What do you leave alone? What do you dominate? Leave me a comment in the comments below or send me an email at johnny@molsonpartners.com. And coming up on April 11th and 12th of 2022, I'd like to invite you to a great event that's going on in Springfield, Missouri called Brand Camp. I'll be there with 4 other great marketers, and we're going to sit together with businesses and build a marketing plan. We're going to go through all the steps of where you should be applying your money, how to build a budget, how to build a story to apply that budget, where to put it, and how to measure it once it's all done. It'll be a great 2-day event, and you're going to go home with a really important blueprint for your business. You can just plug and play and go. It's coming up April 11th and 12th. Go to brandcamp.org for more information on that, and would love to see you in Springfield, Missouri. In the meantime, keep musing about marketing, because that's what I'm doing. It It was one of the most downloaded social media apps in the App Store until it wasn't. It hardly craps.